kind of an off-time meeting for us. We're usually home watching TV on a night like tonight. But we have something that's very important to the village, to you guys, to the residents. So, what do you want to do? Okay, all right. We'll call the meeting to order. Everyone please rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Costa?
Present.
Trustee Capito?
Present.
Trustee Rogers? Present. Trustee Sweet?
Present.
Trustee Berrien?
Present.
Mayor Lukich?
Present.
Punishment.
With that being said, what the discussion is going to be tonight is we are very pleased to announce that we have chosen a firm to construct the new village hall for us. They came in at a price that is phenomenal. We are very thankful for that. The original bid from the previous mayor was at $2.4 million. We are going to come in at $1.645 million with a lot of additions that were above and beyond what was drawn up before. We are going to have a community room with a boardroom attached to it. It's going to be over 3,000 square foot. It's going to have the audio visual. All the beams that were supporting beams in the building are being taken out. And so it's a clear shot across so everyone can see from no matter where they're at in the boardroom and community room. The community room went from about 800 feet for the community center to 3,000 feet for the community center. It's just a win-win. It fits perfect. Everyone has their own offices. We still have a good amount of our building that we're not even touching. We have the police department in the building with us, so Will County Police. So I'm very impressed. And the best thing that we got is when we got this bid, we found out that True Construction is also a bunch of veterans that have gotten together and do this, and we couldn't be any more proud to have you put our building together for us. So I would like to know if, you know, and also with TRIA. TRIA did wonders for us. The agency that we had before that was drawing up the plans had them for over a year and a half, and they were still a good distance away from being completed. TRIA came in, and basically in 3.5 months, he got the plans done, had the bids out, we got the bids back, we went through the bids, we approved what we want, and we're hoping you can start swinging hammers tomorrow if you like. So if Jim would like to step up to the mic and just kind of go through a few things, and then I would like to hear from someone from Troop to be able to stand up, because we definitely want to acknowledge it. Should we do a motion for him? All right, so I need a motion to approve Troop Construction for the okay. Motion to award a construction contract for renovation work to be completed at the new Village Hall to Troop Construction. So I need a motion.
So, second.
Trustee Costa and Trustee Berrien. Any discussion?
After, maybe after TRIA and
Okay.
Talks, I think maybe the board may want to
And
ask
then
some
we'll
questions.
just take the vote after that. Okay.
Ask some questions.
Floor is yours, Jim.
Okay.
I just want to say thank you for this process. Thank you for the opportunity. As much as we said it's 3.5 months and we accomplished that, we wouldn't have been able to actually do that design and go through it if you guys didn't hold up your end of the bargain, which was getting decisions done, making it efficient. Some of those were hard decisions, some were very frugal decisions as you were going through it. But you designed a great village hall that is a lot more efficient, has a lot more room for growth. I think it's going to be suit your needs for years to come. So that is, like you said, a complete win. That's there. It's been a pleasure and everything. We are fortunate enough that we had, let's see here, a very interesting project with 24 bidders of record. Right, 24 people were interested in bidding on this. We received 14 bids. In your packet, you probably have the bid tab and everything, but that is great numbers. You're bidding at a great time and everything, and we're fortunate enough to have a new company that we haven't worked with, but we're very excited to work with, Troop Contracting. They've worked with us. We've done, I couldn't even tell you how many checks, because it's a new contractor, to check everything wherever we possibly could and see if any bad references or any of that stuff, and they've come out with flying colors. And on top of that, we've actually asked them with their bid, and said as we're negotiating as a low apparent bidder, we asked them if there's anything they can do if we put in a certain amount of alternates together that they can offer a best and final offer, and which they have come back and they offered a $5,000 credit on top of everything that they've done, plus lowered 2 of the unit prices, and unit prices are there if we ever need to use them in the future there during the project. So it's been great. They've been very good to work with here already, and we're looking forward to a great relationship here and get this project done. We do want to get them started as soon as possible. We got to get all the paperwork signed and contracts and everything like that, and we'll do that as soon as possible. But I'll just leave that open for you guys to come and introduce yourselves a little bit.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Brian Hatlett with Troop Contracting, U.S. Army vet. I was in Iraq from 2005, 2007, 2 years straight. So came back and started a company with Mike Gerritstein, and very honored and grateful to have this project. I can say one thing about this project. We know a great project when we see it, when it comes into our office, and the bid was right in our wheelhouse. And so we went after it aggressively. And this is a project that we feel passionate about. We're all from the area. I'm from Downers. Mike is from Orland. John is from Homer Glen, actually. So I don't have anything prepared, but ready to answer any questions if you have.
No, like Jim had said, I mean, they definitely did a due diligence on this, and you did. You came in perfect. Everything that we looked up is absolutely phenomenal, and we're happy to have someone who's been protecting our lives, being able to give you the opportunity to help us out on this one too.
Hopefully I can extend that favor back to you and protect your investment in this new village hall. How about that?
I'm good to go. Anyone have any questions?
I just have a quick question on just the generator.
Mm-hmm.
Is that, what type of generator is that? Is that, because it's...
Is it going to be generic? What have we figured out?
I don't know if you have the
Is
specification.
that a commercial size Caterpillar?
Commercial size natural gas generator that is for backup. That will not be, so when we're sizing this, we're sizing it for emergency services, not air conditioning, right? That's above and beyond, and that generator would be very expensive. So we're covering lights, heating, computers, telephone, internet, so forth. So
Should we go throughout the entire building? Okay.
Yeah. So we're also very sensitive about what the sheriff would need also, so we're making sure that somebody can come in there and actually do their work and everything like that. And maybe hot if it's in the summer, we're running all those compressors and everything like that, but it's certainly operable, and we're trying to make sure that it's a key building in the village that we can keep it operating.
Just a question on that too. Natural gas. Are we going to oversize the NICOR gas units for that?
The engineer was tasked with finding out if you had enough gas to actually run a new line to it. I don't know the clarifications of how he actually ran that gas to it. I know it was an alternate bid, but I can...
Only reason I ask is I put one in at home and I got NICOR come out and oversize mine.
Yeah.
Just simply to run enough gas power to be able to power the house.
Yeah, there's typically no way we can run that generator without affecting the service. It's not really, it's actually not the service to the building, it's from your meter out.
Right.
Regulating and everything. Right.
Just real quick on the generator, I think one of the points on as we were discussing whether to include that or not was, God forbid we have a situation like Hull City had last year, that we want to be able to use our village hall, even in an emergency, to be sort of a command central. And so I think that was probably the most important thing as we talked about it and worth the investment was, God forbid we have that type of situation. We still have, with the police department there, and the entire building would have the main functions.
Agreed.
Just a comment, if I could, Mayor. Being on the board for a little while, we see RFPs come through and bids come in. Nothing of this magnitude to date. We're talking about spending $1.6 million on a village hall build-out. It's been challenging for the last couple of years getting this to the point that we are right now. But to Tria, Jim, your staff, when I saw the bids come in, I had 3 or 4 of them to go over. And I went through them 3 or 4 times looking for all the clarifications, the exclusions, and the assumptions, and there were none. So for your firm and your staff, you put together such a great bid package with complete drawings, good scope of work, and through the bidding process, I'm sure, answering all the questions that the contractors had to clarify it. So we didn't have the gray areas in the final product. The troop, I went over your bid quite a bit. And I think yours more than any, because you had a lot of paperwork you sent with us. And again, unless I missed it, and I'm a pretty good reader, I didn't see anything where, we assumed this or we exclude that. So congratulations to both of you. And thank you for a good, clean bid and scope. And thank you for a good, clean understanding and getting the questions out so that we didn't have to go through a lot of, what do they mean by this? So thank you to both of you.
We do appreciate it.
Yes.
Any other questions? Any questions out in the audience? Any questions from troop to us? Lynn?
What would the difference between including air conditioning and not including be a huge price? Because it occurred to me that it could be a cooling center also in a really bad emergency.
The break-even point, we typically, in a emergency generator situation, they typically never put the generator. In a cooling situation, there's usually, it's a hot summer, electricity's on, it's there, you don't need it actually do it. So those are for, anything that's misfortunate, somebody has a major issue, but it's exponentially more expensive to get it just because of the load of the compressors. And you probably notice it in your house, your air conditioning goes on, lights dim a little bit, something flickers. It's a large load.
We'll make sure it only goes out when it's cold out. Okay, well, with that being said,
Just one more quick point of something we didn't touch on. I know we mentioned it at the last meeting, but I think one of the important things in this is not only the design, not only an aggressive bid, but it's also the timeline of us getting out of this facility with a expensive lease sooner than we would have under any other timeline by at least 5 months, which is on top of the numbers that we're talking about today, is another $100,000 in savings to the taxpayers based on being out of, with a deadline of June 15th and being out of this building by the end of July. I just think that's a point that we have to touch on, that is another $100,000. And we're talking, I think what's funny here is, in government, if we're talking about saving $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, those are really big numbers. This is, when we talk about the lease being another $100,000, it's sort of like we just have to knock on wood that we're talking about a project with the savings of hundreds of thousands of dollars, not versus something that was pie in the sky, but was a real concrete plan with a concrete timeline. So, excuse me, I think for taxpayers in this town, this is what you expect of government, and with the mayor's leadership on this and taking office and making sure that we reevaluated everything we're doing, I think this is a prime example of government at its best, doing everything it can to save money, to get value for taxpayers in a smart way. And I think one of the best things, I know it has been touched on, but one of the best parts of this design is it still allows for future growth. So that planning part of it is still there. And the last thing I would say is when we look at the 16 or 17 alternates, what we didn't do, and I think this is also proven, what we didn't do was go, okay, this came in at a number that there's substantial savings for us, so what can we add in, right? How can we fancy this up? It's not. I don't think that's something that taxpayers want. I think they expect efficient use of their dollars, and I just think this plan, as I said, with the mayor's leadership on this, has been value for taxpayers, and that's what they expect at the end of the day. So, and I look forward to working with Troop and making sure that this is done on time, on budget, and saying goodbye to this facility and the really high lease that it wasn't an investment for us. So that's all I have.
Well, with that being said, it was this whole board, the staff, and definitely Jim. I know we put a ton of hours in this and a million phone calls and
So we made some hard decisions, I know I pushed, but it came out quick.
Thank you for your service prior.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, we really do appreciate it. With that being said,
You're just in time.
You're in it for a vote.
roll call.
Mayor, Mayor, can I just have a quick question for Troop. Have you completed similar, I was looking at some of the accomplishments you've done. Have you completed something similar to our project?
We've completed the Brookfield Village Hall.
Oh, okay.
We want to talk about the type of, well, for a municipality, but we've also did a City of Crystal Lake, their Emergency Operations Center, which was in their Village Hall. Outside of that, a lot of office build-outs.
Okay.
So technically, this is an office build-out, it's just for a Village Hall. A lot of work with the Adler Planetarium, Shed Aquarium. We've got some pretty high-profile, complex projects, so that also brings that experience to bear on this project too. So, and we're problem solvers. I mean, that's what we do. And we're planners, we're organizers, mission executors. So,
Good, thank you.
yeah, thank you.
We are very pleased. But with that being said, we've already had a motion, we've had a second, and discussion, so I would ask, we'll do a roll call on.
Trustee Costa?
Aye.
Trustee Caprio?
Aye.
Trustee Rogers? Aye. Trustee Suisse?
Aye.
Trustee Barry?
Aye.
And I'm going to say aye too. Really do appreciate you guys. And like I said, we'll get whatever paperwork we need done right away so
Yeah, we'll do it tomorrow.
you can start. So we will actually have it done for you tomorrow. So this way, if you guys want to get in there, if you're still tearing it up, we'll still come in and help you. We did a lot of it already, but there's certain things, I'm too old to run now. So I got to make sure I stay away from something else. But is there any public comment at all? Okay. Well, then with that being said, I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.